There ain't nothing like the anticipation of the ride. Gotta figure out how to get this thing off of here. Except I'm not actually riding today. That's how I do it. Alright guys, well, I've bought this and I'm going to work on installing this today. Sorry, my tripod looks like it's a little wobbly. It's part of the RV life. So anyways, I've already pulled the seat off, and I'm just going to work on getting this installed. I'm going to go in and unbox it. So probably don't want to watch me unbox it. Alright guys, so I've taken the bags off. I'm going to bring you on around over here. I took my side cover off, but let's get this thing adjusted real quick. So you pull everything off and there that is. You got two bolts. One's here. I've already got them loosened up. Got one there. You can flip. This guy's tucked into a rubber mount down in there. Flip all this back up over to the side where you got a little room. Like I said, I loosened those up, make things a little easier. So then you lift up on this. You got all this stuff. This rubber mount, it's hooked onto a pin down there. So you pull this off, you lift this up, push forward, set all that stuff in my cup holder up. There's what I did. Push this plastic piece forward, you lift up, and there's your battery. Obviously my PCM was not actually clipped in correctly, so at some point I've paid somebody to do a battery and they have left things unhooked, and probably not the way I would have done it. That's alright. It's part of paying somebody else. So alright, well, I'm gonna grab everything. I'll probably get something to clean up because, well, all this shit's dirty as hell. Hey guys, I'm already in here and like I'm tired of my hands being dirty, so I got a little bit of cleaner stuff here. It's nothing heavy. It's not anything that's gonna hurt anything. It's some water. Mainly it's awesome, diluted very heavily with water. I've got an old junky towel here. I'm just gonna wipe this excess off because, well, I've already washed my hands twice and all this shit just obviously gets really, really dirty. Old junky towel. Wipe everything off. Dusty, dirty, nasty. That's what happens when you ride them. They get dirty, nasty. So, trust me, you'll pull yours open. It'll be the same way, unless you take the time to clean everything, which I don't think. Maybe I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. that you guys like pull everything apart to clean it every time. And maybe you do. I live in an RV, and well, that just is not, I don't have a lift, I don't have anything with me in order to clean all this on a regular basis, so I don't. And all you guys that are buying used bikes, stuff like that, I guarantee you this has not been cleaned. If they pulled the seat, you're lucky. If they did, it was to change the battery. And well, nobody cleans anything up when they go to change batteries, especially if you're not the owner. If you're not the owner, they ain't cleaning that stuff up. So, well, it'll be interesting to see whether I have to reset the time on my radio and everything after I unhook everything here, or whether it's got a little bit of memory built into it. Anyways, guys, all right, so there's that. I've got everything unboxed inside, but I just had to get a little bit of this cleaned up. Alright guys, so I've hooked up the black to the negative, red to the positive. I'll flip this back over. Try to set those wires out of the way. Put this guy back. Goes down, that pushes back. This guy has come off a couple different times. Set him back on there. Get that in, tuck the PCM back in, latch it in like it's supposed to be. Okay, so now I've got these hooked up. The yellow, I'm going to need an ignition power. So I'm assuming you can see these two butt connectors. I've already found out that this goes up to my heated grips, and those won't be on unless the key's on. So that's got to be a ignition power. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get another butt connector. I'll probably cut this out and just hook into this. That way, I've got this other one. I'm not real sure what it is, so I'm just going to leave it alone. But I figure if I just tie it in here, then that's what actually tells the unit to come on. And then I'll clean all this wiring up after we get a little more settled here. So I'm going to go find a butt connector and get that hooked in so that we can continue on the process here. Alright guys, well those that know me know that I am unsupervised overall. So this is my camera feed right here for my front camera. Every other video you're going to watch, they pull the damn tank. I don't see the point in pulling bolts that I don't need to pull and dealing with something heavy that I don't need to deal with. Because, well, I can tell you I've got over half tank gas at 6 gallons. At a 6-gallon tank, that's 3 gallons. 3 times 8 is 24. And then you have the weight of the tank and the weight of the fuel pump, and I ain't doing it. So what I did is I've got my dash loose. There's one screw. You can see the tab right there. But this is the wire. I ran it down through here. I don't know. I can't tell what's... But I'll come back around here to the other side. Nice and slow so I don't make anybody sick. what I did is I came, and can you see these wires here? I tucked that back up underneath there. And then I've got it going through the neck, in between where the bars move. My plan is I'm going to actually set it right here underneath the headlights. So what I did is I just ran the wire up and through. There's an open area right there. You know, you have this, which holds your fairing and everything. And then you've got a hole right here. I'm trying to get my fingers in there. I just shoved it through that hole, came back up around the other side, and you can see it right here. But I'm just coming up, over, and down my dash. That's how I'm doing it today anyway, guys. So that's the front camera, how I'm routed it. So what I'll do is I'll lift this up. Oh, I did have to pull the fuel cap off. Tuck all this in underneath, set that back down. Got this little area there. Put my fuel cap back on. And then right here, I don't know why my camera's not focusing. Cleany, sorry about that. But right down in there. Line the dash back up. Of course, for some reason it's not wanting to line back up, but that's what I'm doing, guys. Alright guys, so I almost forgot about the button. What I'm going to do, this is my passenger side grip. I'm going to mount this just underneath here. I've already got the wire ran. I've got it tucked up underneath my heated grips. I'm going to zip tie it to all this. What I had to do is I undid my dash screw here in order to shoot it down through. It's basically going to be back up underneath where your accessory buttons are, right here. You can see it coming through. I routed it up in between the wires for your accessory button wiring, and then I've got it shooting up underneath the dash, and then here's the plug. So that's how I'm doing it. Everybody's going to want to do it different. That's what I came up with. But that wire I also just put underneath this dash. That way I didn't have to pull that tank. Yeah, coming along. Hey guys, real quick, what I forgot to tell you, something that made my life real easy. There's this rubber gasket that is on your dash, right, that goes around your filler neck. I had a little bit of grease and I just went around this lip up here in order to help this rubber gasket to slide over whenever you put your dash back on, because I just undid this screw up here, down here, right here by my finger. I undid that just because I didn't want to have to get my socket set out to undo this bolt, so I've just been rotating on that bolt. But just a little bit of grease around your edge here is awesome, just to help everything slide back together easily. And if you don't have one of these magnets from Rick Rack, I don't know how many gas caps you've gone through, but take the gas cap off, it's a magnet. It just locks right there. Something super awesome, super simple. I think it was $12, came with super glue, the whole shooting match. So something that I really have enjoyed having, because, well, I've I haven't ever lost a cap, but I've had to turn around and go back to get my gas cap. So anyways, so yeah, we've got the button, got my button, got my front camera, we're wired in, so another plug. I've got everything just kind of set up here. Here's the actual box, which we'll get to here in a minute. They tell me that everything's labeled. Yeah, there we go. Everything's labeled. You got your GPS, your switch, your power, your rear camera, and your front camera, and it all comes out and it's shown right there. So yeah, I've still got another thing I wanted to show you. When you undo this stuff, guys, they all have this little green piece. What that is, I'm trying to do this one-handed, so, but it undoes the tape to make the piece. You undo it, and then watch, it just folds out. So that particular piece is your GPS tracker, and they say it actually, I don't know whether it's in this piece or whether it's actually in this box, but there's actually a G-force meter to see how your how many G's or how sharp you're turning, or I'm not real sure about all that stuff yet. But anyways, guys, all right, so I've decided I'm going to mount this right underneath my tail light here. Hopefully that does not affect the light coming off of it, does not affect the picture quality, but we'll see. I'm just going to run it up and around the tail light, come over. I'm just going to run it right alongside my mounts for sissy bar, trunk, whatever. I've got it run here, tucked up. I tucked it underneath this big cable, coming over underneath this big cable. I kind of got everything situated where all my plugs are going to be about right there. So progress, guys, progress. So I think I've seen where people are just putting the GPS deal somewhere right along in here so that it's got straight shot to the sky. I'll see how that works with the trunk being right there. We'll see. The other option I have is I can run it, because I've got the tour pack removal kit. This is my auxiliary antenna here. I could mount it down here, and I actually may look at doing that instead, because then you're going to have a little more open sky. So yeah, I'll probably mount it there. Alright guys, so I've got everything ran. From what I'm seeing, they're putting stickies on the back of this, putting it right there on top of your PCM. I've got all the wires. I haven't cleaned anything up. But what I wanted to come back and show you real quick, I tucked for my GPS unit. I did just end up sticking it right there. I dropped it down, ran it back up underneath, kind of by the exhaust, rolled it up. I've got the filler lights, so I hooked it to that one. Come up, they've got little spots for you to zip tie it. Came back up around underneath, it's tucked up back in there. Come up back behind this guy again, snaked in, and it's up here in this mess of wires. Alright guys, well, I hooked everything up. I'll clean all this wiring up, whatever. But what I wanted to do was make sure it worked. And what'll happen, I'm going to go ahead and turn the bike on. See, everything's starting to do stuff. Takes a minute. Hopefully we have power. Oh, there we go. Now we got lights. So we've got power. I know I still got to put the SD or memory card in and hook up my phone. I haven't stuck anything yet because I want to make sure that I get everything clean. But this is how I've done my install with this thing, guys. I'll come back and give you one more quick shot just before I put the seat back on. So hopefully if you bought something similar or are thinking about it, I will be posting videos. So once again, this is what I installed. I got it from Volunteer Audio out of Tennessee. I've been following them for a minute, and they seem to be selling quality products. So anyways, guys, like I said, I'll do one more walk around right before I wrap this up. All right, guys, so I finished up. Here's the camera on the rear. Once again, I just ran the cable up and over, shoot it back over, zip tied that. I've got my GPS unit there, zip tied up and around. Everything's mounted. I did put the SD card in. It goes right here. And if I ever have to undo this, as you can see, I cleaned up the wiring a fair amount. I ended up putting my button right here because they said you want to be able to see the LEDs whenever they pop on. So that's that. And then I mounted my front camera right there, just on the bottom side underneath the headlights. So anyways, guys, if you buy one of these kits or one of these camera setups and you have any problems, reach out, hit me up. I'll help you the best I can. And well, good luck to you. Thanks for watching.